Be going over how to graph this polynomial, and just like it says as well, it says include all zeros and the y-intercept. So the first thing we would notice is that negative x is at the very beginning of the polynomial. So what this gives me is a 0. So 0 with a multi of 2, right? The next one is a 2 because we have to flip this minus sign. So it's going to end up being a 2. And then the next one, same thing, we're going to have to flip the sign. So it's going to end up being a negative 3 with the multi of 3. So multi of 3. Um, for the y-intercept, same thing. We have the negative x at the very front. So whenever we have the x at the front, just want to keep in mind that it's going to end up being 0, 0 as well, right? So for this end behavior, we want to look at the x's, right? So we have 2 right here, we have 1 right here, and then we have 3 right here, right? So what does that give me? That gives me 2, 3, and then plus 3, that's 6. So we have a negative x, 6. Again, negative. Um, so let me get rid of this because it kind of looks tacky, right? Um, negative x6, right? So this is going to end up being what? Even, right? Even and a negative. So what does that get me? Down, down. Okay. So let's go ahead and plot our points so we can begin graphing this. So we have a 0, 0, right? Because 0 multi 2 and because of the y-intercept. We have 0, 2, and we have a 0, negative 3. And the homeworks that we've been doing, sometimes it tells you we have to graph 4 points. So we're gonna go ahead and try one, just because I know it kind of gives me what I'm looking for. We're gonna try negative 2.5, and we're gonna go ahead and plug it into the x's. So we have a negative, and again, we want to make sure we put on our parentheses. So negative 2.5. And again, this kind of gives me kind of what I'm looking for. 2.5 minus 2, negative 2.5, plus 3. Handwriting is still bad, by the way. And whenever you plug this into the calculator, it will end up giving you 3.51, which is roughly what I'm looking for, right? So again, 2.5, negative 2.5, which is around right here, right? So we want to keep in mind it's around there. And then you have to go 3.5. So 1, 2, 3, and then 0.5, which is around here. All right, so now that we have 4 points, we can go ahead and continue graphing this. We know that it has to go down from, or come up from here, and we have to come up from here, right? So this is the starting point and the ending point. And again, we know that because of the end behavior that we have, right? So, oh, also I forgot to go over through the zeros and the mults. So we have even, which is mults 2, and we have an odd mult 3. Even, I believe, is a flatten, right? And then the odd is going to be a bounce. Okay. Um. Oh, excuse me. I think I had that. I had that backwards. I had that backwards. Um. Bounce and then flatten. So what this means is that whenever you come up to the negative 3 or the point that has flattened, you don't. It's going to go through, but you want to make sure that it goes through almost kind of like a flat stance. So almost flat. And then we go to our next point, go through, and we know that 0, 0 is going to bounce. So it's going to come right back up. And we have to come through 0, 2, and then go through. So this is a pretty horrible graph, but it definitely gets the job done. So that is how you graph this polynomial.